OCO, welcome back to Muskogee Life. Today we're in my studio at my workbench and we will be working on tablecloth clips. Here's a tablecloth clip right here. This is for your standard table. So you're be out in the backyard and you put a tablecloth on it and then you clip it over your table and the tablecloth doesn't fly off. They work wonderful, little ingenious thing. Except my friend, Susan, she travels with her girls. Her girls are Annie, Carrie Ann, and Callie Mae. And they go RVing. And they go to state parks where they have those humongous concrete tables that are 3 inches deep. And this little thing does not work. It does not work. So she asked me to make her some that will fit those concrete tables. Well, those concrete tables are 3 inches, 3.5 inches. She sent me a picture. She went out and measured them for me. And so we are going to make this right here. This should fit. I've measured it. I've tried it out. Now we're going to make 5 more of them. She went out and she bought this aluminum that we're going to use. It's flat aluminum, 1/16 by 1 inch, and it's 6 feet. So it's going to give her 6 tablecloth clips to use on those massive concrete tables. So, what are our tools we're going to use today? Well, we're going to use this aluminum. We're going to use a file to round the edges, a hammer just to help harden these corners right here. We will file down the ends right here so it doesn't catch on those fancy tablecloths that you use out there in the picnic world. Now I have already cut this. It came in a 6-foot length and I've cut these into 1 foot or 12-inch lengths, and I couldn't find my hacksaw. My tin snips didn't work, so I used these. It's a drop forged from Cobalt. That worked pretty good. I had to put some force behind it, but these little shears, they worked well. And what else? We need a marker and a ruler and the vise. And once they're all done, they will go into the tumbler to harden up and get pretty hard so they stay the shape they need to stay. And there we are. So, let's get to going on this. Okay, so our first step is to make our marks on this. And my little diagram here, I don't know if you can see that. So that we go 4 inches, a 1/2 inch, but 4 inches with a 1/2 inch mark here, 3.5 and 4 inches. So I'm going to get my little ruler out so we can get up here in view. And make sure I have a straight end to do this on. So we are going to mark our 1/2 inch first. That 1/2 inch is for this little flip right here. It's just a little tab that comes out. It makes it easier to slide on and off right there, that little tab. So we're going to do that at a 1/2 inch. That's going to be right there. Make sure my 1/2 inch lines are straight. I like my lines to be straight. And then we're going to do 4 inches from here down. Find our 4. Here's our 4. A little tab there. And a tab here's our 4. And then we need 3.5. So I'll move this one up. Here's our 3, and there's our 1/2 right there. And then the rest of this is this portion right here. So we have the half, this is 4, 3.5, and that's the leftover, which should be 4. 4.5, I'm sorry, 4.5. Alrighty, I've already marked all my other ones, so we can put our ruler up and our Sharpie, we can put it away. I'll move my little thing out of the way here. Okay, so the next step is to take our ends and we're going to round our corners so that they're smooth and they don't catch the fabric of the tablecloth or poke anybody that might be handling them. So I'm just going to use this hammer, this little file here. It's a Nicholson made in Mexico. That's all I know about this file. But it works great. I love it. So we're just going to go up. And let me move this out of the way. I don't like getting glitter on everything. Okay. Just going to make a round right through here. That corner nice and round. Do the other side. Looks like my cut is not quite straight across there. That's okay. I'm going to try to file out some of those marks from the little metal shears that I used. And do the other end. Forgot to bring my vacuum cleaner up to clean up all our sparkles. I'm going to have to get one dedicated for the studio. Those little handheld vacuum cleaners are wonderful. Those are rounded. Got a little snag right there. And then once we're done with that, we're going to put our mask on because we need to use the Dremel pencil. And I have on here it's a 220 grit little sanding wheel. And we're going to clean off all this and try to make this smooth. We don't want any tears or ragged edges for the fabric. Feels pretty good. There's a little nick in it right there. To the other end. Okay, so now we want to just check, make sure there's no glaring nicks and dings in it that are going to snag anything, and this feels pretty good. So let me, oh, there's a little one right there. Let me try to do that real quick. There we go. All right, that feels much better. Yes. Alrighty, so I will do this on the ends of each one of these, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so I'm back, and I've got all 5 of them with the corners rounded, and I have sanded the ends. They're all smooth, so we are ready to start bending. And here's where the vise comes in, because basically we're just going to use the vise to bend everything. So we're going to start with this one right here, and we're going to bend this at almost a 45, but not quite. We want it just to have a little bit of a kicky-do. So we're going to line up the vise to right here, and then we will bend it. Let's see here. Get my vise going. Right there at that mark. Make sure my rod is up straight or my line will be crooked. And then we're just going to bend it backwards. I'm going to bend it almost, but not quite a 45. That looks good. That looks pretty good right there. Let's see how it compares to this one. Well, I think I got this one a little more. That's okay with me. I'm perfectly fine with that. Okay, so now we have our bend. So now we're going to go up to our next mark here, and we're going to bend it forward. So I'm going to put this in here. Make sure we're going the correct direction. Tighten up our vise. Get our mark in place. Make sure our thing is marked up. And pull it forward. I'm going to bend that around. Open it up. So it's bent. Okay, in a little bit we're going to pull this in tighter after we've gotten this bend here. So right now this is where we are. And we're going to bend this one forward again. I get my vise tightened. Make sure it's straight. And we're going to pull it forward. It's getting a little tight. It does get work hardened. Open that up just a little bit. We can get our... There's our general look at it. Looks like we're a little bit long on this end here. By a hair. I don't know if I can adjust that or not. Let's see what we can do. I think I didn't put my mark low enough. If I can open that back up, just a hair. Put that in there. Close this back up. It's not going to do it for me. Okay, we're just going to go with it. Okay, so there we go. And we're going to push this one forward. All the short one with the lippy-doo on there. It looks like let's measure that. See how far apart we need to be. About 1.125 inches. 1.125 inches. There's an inch and there's our 1/8. Okay. I'm just going to bounce back on us a little bit. That looks good. There we go. There's one right there. So now we're just going to tap some hammer marks on our curves right here. And this one I can do right here on the anvil, if you can see that. And we're just going to use the ball peen side, and we're just going to tap on the curve. That hardens up that curve and that bit of where we need it to stay firm. Really probably doesn't need this much hammering. And this curve right here, I don't have any place where I could do it. Well, or I could possibly do it right there, but there's a hole in there. My little bitty skinny mandrel out here, and just put it right there. Can you see that? How I'm doing that? And there's a hole there. I need to fill in that little gap. We're just going to do this one. Okay, we're not going to worry about this one right here. It's no big deal. But see how when we hammered on it, it opened up on us. Now I have to squeeze it back down. And it's tight. It doesn't want to go. Bring that one down a little bit too. There it is. Right at the correct spot. Right there. Alright. So this one's ready for the tumbler. So we have 2 down. And now that you know how to do it, I'm just going to continue making them. Down. Yeah, I can't get it open. There we go. No, I guess I have to do it this way. done. That one's done. Done. All right, so we have all these done. They're hammered. They're ready to go. Couple little tweaks we have to do. We have to get our rubbing alcohol out. It doesn't matter, just rubbing alcohol. And I have paper towel. So we need to wipe off our marks. And the alcohol will wipe that Sharpie mark right off of there. And one of them I noticed had some goop on it, so it should take off those. Whatever dirt and grime is on there. We've got to get our Sharpie marks off and any goo that might be on there. That one looks good. Down in those corners where we marked it. See, it just wipes that Sharpie right off. Well, there's somewhere I wasn't looking. Okay. That one looks good. A little more alcohol on that. See on this Sharpie right here, you see that mark right there? It just takes it right off. Now this one's got a little scuzzola on it. Get that scuzz off of it. Right here, this black stuff, super. Yep. Our alcohol will get that off too. That's probably where it was on the shelf at the big box store. Looks good. And this one already has the marks off of it. The little scuds right there. All right. So now we just got to tweak them for size and shape. Make sure they're all about the same on the inch and 1/8. Make sure they look similar. And so that's what we're going to do right now. Inch and 1/8. They looks pretty good there. Ooh, this is an inch. We need to move this one way and away. We did. There we go. We still got this one's bent here. There we go. There we go. That one's way out there. I don't think that one needs to be that angled. Let's tighten this one back up on the anvil and take that angle of that little doodad out of there. Yeah, that's better. Much better. Put it back down on our measuring guide. It's pretty close. Yep, right there. That one's got a pretty tight kiki-doo too. Let's open that one up. Okay, and now we need to bring this one in and push that one in. Got a ways to go on it. Okay, here we go. That one's, I guess all my kiki-doos got a little bit too big for me. I got crazy bending them. A little bit more. It keeps bouncing back on me. Yeah, that'll work. Open my Kiki-Doo up again. This one's got to come way in too. Oop, I did that one almost too much. Pull it out. You'll never get that on that picnic table. There. All right. So, let me get these into the tumbler, and then I'll be back with you when they're out. Alrighty, and we're back. And we've had a change of plan. Could not put these into the tumbler. They were just a smidgen too tall and almost too wide. They would not fit. I desperately want a new, larger tumbler. So I had to do the hardening the old-fashioned way with a hammer. So I used this chasing hammer on my mandrel, and I just tapped it, a lot like what we did when we did these corners here. But I did all of it, all the way around. And then once I did all 6 of them, I took them to the sink, and I used some steel wool and some Dawn liquid soap and just scrubbed them really good. That helped to get whatever residue was left over from the manufacturer, and it helps with getting the fine scratches out. These aren't meant to be jewelry. They're just meant to work on a table and be utilitarian. I can't pronounce that word. But I think they came out perfect. Here is the original one that we went off of, and little bitty, tiny little thing fits in my hand, to the bigger one that will fit that concrete table at all the state parks and picnic areas that you find along the roadside. So here we go. We are done with this, and thank you for being here today. We will see you next time with Muskogee Life. Maybe in the studio, maybe in the yard. We don't know where we'll be next time, but we'll see you then. Wado.